this again today, and I was just watching a video. Apparently, there's been some information that's been leaked saying that Inazuma, which is due to be coming here shortly with version 2.0, which is funny because we're jumping straight from 1.6, 1.7 right now to 2.0. It looks like um, so 1.8, 1.9 must have been duds. Or they just decided to match that content in with a 2.0 release. Um, but they're saying that it's going to be AR locked. And it's like, AR locked? What the hell is that? How can you be AR locked? And then I get to watching the guy's stuff and he's AR 36 and I'm like, how long have you been playing? Yeah. And it turns out that apparently these changes that are coming about, people are getting the information and they're like, oh well, that makes it better. I don't see how. There's not been any major gameplay changes. I want to talk to her. The the drop rates are still pretty much the same. There's some new content, but when 2.0 comes out, the islands will go away, I believe. That's a summer package that they got running, and when summer's over, they'll pack it up. We'll be going into fall here soon, so they'll start doing the stuff that some of the stuff we were doing last fall, which is in the original content. And if they go on a standard policy with gacha games, meaning that what a gacha game does is as it progresses, we're about to hit our 1 year mark for this game being active. At the 1 year mark, they'll start pulling some of the stuff that they were doing last year in, and then adding some new stuff to it to sort of put more content out there that people will not be burning through in about a week, and then they got nothing else to do for 2 months. By year 2, you're usually pretty much year-round activities going on. There's very little dead time, and then by year 3, you're usually just if you haven't started playing and you start playing, you're going to be playing a lot every day just to get caught up, and um, you're going to be as a player that has been playing, you're going to be spending just about every day doing something to be able to maintain the events and your daily stuff going on. That's the track of these games. They want you to play it more and more and more. They want you to spend 8, 10 hours a day on the game, because that's more chance for them to lure you into their uh, lure you into their little game that they got going. Some people don't understand the business model behind this game, or any gacha game. The business model is a casino, or more to the point, it's a one of those little ball machines that you see. You put a quarter in and you get a little ball with an action figure. When those came out in Japan, very quickly there were people that started collecting them, and they would figure out which one was being produced the least, and that particular model would become very expensive and very prized, and you'd have people going and emptying whole gumball machines to try to get those super rare releases. And it works the same way here. You got a super rare release, you empty the pinball machine, you get a pity pool, because there's a guarantee that there's going to be one of these in a whole batch, or there's a guarantee that there's going to be one of these in 3 whole batches. So what am I going to do? If I want to get guaranteed that I'm going to get it, I'm going to go find three of those little machines and start feeding them quarters until I empty them out. And that's my pity pool. So, that's your business model. And this started back in the 60s and the 70s when all this stuff, when those types of things were going on. And people actually, I mean, these things were supposed to be released as like little action figures, and people started making little games out of them. I mean, you can't. That's the people that everybody used to give a hard time because they're nerds. They play D&D, and yeah, well, they got a really active imagination, and that doesn't make them a nerd. That makes them a lot more special than you because you've got no imagination at all. But anyhow, it's Saturday, and today's not a special day. Tomorrow is actually the best day because tomorrow is you can go anywhere and do anything you want, pretty much, and um, be able to get your what you need for your characters. It's basically a free day, a free pickup day every Sunday. If you check it and look, say I want to get Barbara up to talent level 10 on Let's Begin a Show. Well, every character on Sunday has their resources available. Every item, the weapon, has their resources available on Sunday. So Sunday's the day to get what you need. In case you missed, you'll have 3 days in the week. In case you missed one of the other days, to get what you need. Now this one is actually pretty important, so I might actually do this tomorrow. Let's see. And that's going to be. It's not going to tell me where it's at, but it'll boost my damage up to 105%. Increase my regeneration to 7.2% of max HP plus 847. And increase the regeneration per hit, that's something specific to Barbara. You don't get that unless you're actually active on Barbara. Is 1.35% per hit, max hit point plus 159. This is her ability to heal. It's not a great ability, but it does the job. This is the ultimate ability, 35% of max, and it's at level 11 right now, which it's got +3 on the tree because it's her constellations. That one there. +2 on the tree, so 11 minus 3, that puts it at 8. So it's actually could go up, but I rarely ever use it, so I've been wasting the resources on it right now. Character, another one I'm looking at. See, I got 8 on everything for her. I could do the same thing with this tomorrow, or Monday or Thursday, and get her Herald of Frost up. Now, okay, so yeah, she has the same thing. She has a skill damage, which is the use of the skill when you first use it. Regeneration on hit, which is, you have to have Kiki as the active character to get that. Continuous regeneration, which is regeneration based every time the little ball spins around. And that is, again, that's Kiki's based off attacks to hit points, which is why I use the Rancor on her. And then the Herald of Frost damage, which is when the ball spins around and hits, that's the damage that does. And then this is her ultimate, which is a PBAOE, and that's actually a significant jump per level. So you're talking about almost 30% damage increase for leveling up. And then it also gives you a heal, which is an almost a 10% boost. If you add in the extra hit points that are base value to it, it actually probably is 10%. And then, of course, I've got her as C0. I'd like to get her constellations up. She's a tier 5 character, so getting her is not easy. I was lucky to get her the first time. I don't have that leveled up. What do you know? Attack, crit damage. Elemental Mastery, that's not bad. I mean, it boosts me a little bit. The last 3 stats on there are definitely not great. Attack and crit damage are... The attack is the most important thing since she's primarily a support character, and her support is based off of attack. That's the only reason I'm still using this, to see if I got another option. Because we could put this on there: attack, hit point, elemental mastery, defense. That's not much better. I suppose we should go farm some of those. Because the Strayers, or the Blizzard set, which the only reason I'm using this on her is because because she has a persistent damage and heal. The damage is ice based or cold based, so cryo. So her cryo boost plays a factor in the damage that the little ball does when it hits her. Let's see. So she's got a... She doesn't. She's got a cryo bonus. Why is it not showing? Maybe because she's not the active character. Let's see. That's interesting.
Orders given.
Oh,
Orders
that's not what I
received.
wanted to do, dummy.
One, two, breathe. 3.
Okay, yeah, there it goes.
4, and
And because I've got 4, that's weird that it was not doing, that it wasn't showing all this. Because I've got 4 different elements, you get the 15% bonus to damage resistance to all, and then I get I got a 15% bonus to cryo, and I got a 34% bonus to physical, which that probably needs to change. So, why is that? Oh, I got an artifact that's got physical damage. That's right. Got an artifact. One of these guys here. Let's see. Attack, hit points. Oh, she's got healing bonus. And then I've got the gladiator's head is the alternate to get boost attack. So I don't know. Okay, so her flower does hit points and defense and attack and attack and energy recharge, and that's actually a not bad item there. I would have preferred to have more of the rolls go on to, well, it looks like it's got about 2 rolls on each one of the secondary stats there. This one here probably needs to be replaced. Those are some pretty crappy stats. I mean, it's got the attack percent, but in order for crit damage to apply, you have to have good crit rate. So you want to focus crit rate before crit damage. And this one increases her healing bonus, which is the only reason I still have it on here. So we need to replace her crown and her hourglass for sure. So that's what we're going to do today. After we get through doing our dailies. Let's go over here. And we'll see if we can't pick up on the Hilly Trail thing that I was talking about yesterday, about the fact that at least once a day you're going to run into one of these missions, and it's going to have these halo trails that they're going to be placed on top of towers that are just high enough to where the only way you can reach them is to go find a cliff to climb so you can drop down on top of them, or use an archer character, because they're out of reach of the magic users, because they've raised the level of them just enough to make it so that you had to use the archers. Oh, I know this one. Let's see. Look for signs.
And with that, the fate of the bourgeois world was sealed. He's a class act, that one. You do tell the clever.
Oh, this is the one. Look for signs of love. The storytellers, the romantic pairs. Dad buying something for his daughter at the shop there.
Oh there, come.
With the wind.
Couple of birds on the roof. Okay. I may have to teleport again. I think this is actually down the bottom, and you want to be up top to get to this. And I'm not climbing all the way up there. Yeah, see, this is down the bottom. And it wants to go up there, which, that's not too bad. Okay. That's actually so. It's changing from something to the next thing on the list of available interactions is cumbersome because you have to use the right three, which is pressing these joystick toggles straight down. They don't really, unless I missed it, they don't really allow for you to customize the buttons. I would prefer for that to be different, but like I say, the right one is run, left one hold is that, left two doesn't do anything. That would be better than right three. Although I guess I think left two has to do with bow users. Use left two to aim, and then right two is your alternate attack. There's a little altar going on down here. Some Julian chilies. I think the way this works is these had to be lit up. When I first got here, these were the very first time I ever got here. These were not lit, and I had to light them up. Which is at that point, my only fire character was Amber, so you shoot them with the bow. I may have actually had the this, what's her name, Zingling, because she was my first pickup on her was actually an event, which was just after the game came out. They came out with an event. You had the starter event, which was Noel. So everybody was, if you started the game when the game started, uh, the first character that you're guaranteed to get is Noel. Because they had this beginners thing that you went through the set of missions and you got a Noel set, a Noel character. And then the very next event was you run across the famous cook, and you go over there to that little village right outside of Mondstadt. Up here, Springville, and you'll run into Zingling, and you have to run through a series of missions, and you get a Zingling character. And then they did a Barbara event, and you got Barbara. And I want to think that's the only ones that I've been besides the main characters, which is Lisa, Amber, uh, whatever that guy's name is. Kaya, and I don't think there were any others that were giveaways as part of an event. They may have had this guy because I think that's part of the reason he's so high in constellations right now. Is not only have I been getting sort of lucky with him, but there was a giveaway and I got and I already drew him once, and then I got the giveaway and it gave me C1, and then it's just been he's when his banner's out, apparently he rolls pretty easy, or I just got really lucky. But I got him at C6, which is he's not a bad character. I just don't like the way he plays. He's a sword user, and his ultimate ability does this thing. He pairs up nicely with Barbara for her DPS, but his ultimate ability, he draws these 4 swords in, and they they sit there and spin around and attack as you're attacking, and by the fact that he's water and Barbara's also water, you get a hydro bonus. I think that's actually a boost to healing rate. Um, so her healing's better, and I'm not. Let's see what's the bonus for that. I know they have that here somewhere.
Sip.
I know that somewhere here they've got. The elemental. Oh, I know where it's at. You go into here. It's in the party set. So you press right 3, and it shows. Okay, so if I've got 2 hydros, you get bonus 2 damage. Oh no, you're affected by pyro 40% less, and you increase incoming healing by 30%. So you do that, you double up. If I have to go by the pyro reg, fine. That's what I do. Double up on the water. It makes fire hurt me less, and I'm affected less by it, and I also get an increase in healing. And of course, Barbara just dirts her pyro reg is fine down. And right there is part of the reason that my cryo group is so good against child affected by electro 40% less time, and then increases the crit rate against opponents that are frozen or affected by cryo by 15%. I don't play with double Earth a lot because I've only got the 3 Earth characters. Maybe when I get Albedo built up, which will come once I'm thinking of he's going to be the next one after I finish with King, because she's just got to level up, and then I've got to finish her talents. I need to put at least one more level into her talents, which is something again I can do on Sunday tomorrow. That's something else I can do is I can go. If you're looking for the little plant things that give you what she needs. You go over here to there's the pyro Regis-Vine. Go down here to the outside the tunnel of it, and there'll generally be 2 of the fire poppy, whatever they're called, and then outside the cryo Regis-Vine there'll be 1 or 2 as well. You see, there's 2 of them right down there. And I'll use Barbara because she just chews them up. And that way they go into their little flame shield build-up thing.
I'll protect us.
Just 6,000 points as a drop-in. I hate to say it, but their choice of, and I understand that this probably wasn't their choice, but their choice of the new Barbara voice was it was not great. I don't like the new one.
Let's dance.
And they're being a little bit lazy in my opinion. If you have to change the voice actress, and I understand some of it's money, but you need to go back and change all the voice actress stuff. Every once in a while, the old Barbara still talks, and it's a definite clash. You can definitely tell there's a difference in the voice. But I don't know how much leeway these voice actresses had and voice actors had in these creating the voices for these things. I'm sure there's a director sitting there, no, you gotta do this, no, you gotta do that, but it just it doesn't sound very well in the English version. I haven't really paid attention to the other versions. I suppose I could do that. Let's see. We need to go into party setup first and get Gene out of here because we're going to be on those rocks. We really need the Earth Elemental character. I wonder.
Understood.
Let me look at him and see what he does. See if he does. No, he doesn't actually get any bonus versus this stuff. Okay. That's unfortunate. The other two that I have, Noel, who's a Claymore user, all Claymore users get bonus against for mining. And then Ning Wang has that's her special ability, her talent is to be more potent at harvesting minerals. So let's see what Albedo's is. I think Albedo's is about crafting. Yeah, Flashy Genius. What is that? Weapon Ascension Materials, he gets 10% bonus for double product, okay. But, okay, so we've cleared the Pyro Ridge is fine. Or the cave outside the Pyro Ridge is fine. And I was just sitting here thinking, whether I need to. No, we're gonna save our. Oh no, that's right. You don't have to save that because that's normal. You can't use the condensed. I was thinking that there was a fire character that is. I think it's Benet. Benet needs another crystal so he can level up. Yep.
Ow!
And you
Where
get
did
that
come
from the Pyro Registry. It's at 75 plus. So, and mine's definitely 75 plus. So let's go and do the correct party setup for this.
Chivalry will never die.
Okay, so we need the energy recharge, so we'll swap his stuff with Benet for right now. And the reason
Someone
that
needs assistance.
I don't have Ganyu. She would make a good choice if you're going to do an archer here, but I don't like the archers because the Regisvines, as soon as you play an archer, they want to sit there and just spam stuff at you. I set the party up, but I didn't switch to it. Dummy. Call being brain dead. Part of the reason is the way this thing works. It's going to try its best to keep you from being up close, and it's going to do these spin attacks, and if you're standing up next to it, it's going to hit you a lot, knock you back, interrupt you. roll up.
Go, Barbara, go!
Instead of just tearing her up with the all the bonus damage from the cross and the swords. Now his ultimate's done. When they're active like this, they get a huge damage reduction to everything, so it doesn't matter whether you're just about to go down there. There you go. And we got the blue one. And we only got two of those. We got two of the green ones as well. We didn't even get a purple one. That sucks. What did we get here? Hit points, defense, junk. Okay. That's ascension material. Yeah, character level up stuff.
Silly churl, Billy churl.
She doesn't use it. She's sort of strange. Her ascension material is actually comes off of that dragon, which is NSJ. Her ascension material. She was the one that used that. Let's see if we got anybody else that uses that. She uses it. Where's Vinay? Right there. He uses it. She uses it. She's electric. She's fire. She uses Noctis Jades. Interesting. What does her talents look like? Okay, so she does that standard. Okay, so she's similar to Barbara except for Pyro. Okay, so her alternate ability does AoE pyro damage and opponents hit get Scarlet Seals. And then triggers a spray of intense rushes nearby, dealing AoE pyro damage, granting Yonfei the maximum number of Scarlet Seals, and applying Brilliance to her. Brilliance grants her Scarlet Seal at fixed intervals, increases the damage dealt by her charged attacks, and affects the Brilliance. And if Yonfei leaves the field or falls in battle. So if you do her ultimate and you change before the ultimate's done and over with, then the Brilliance buff goes away. And it doesn't come back when you come back to her. Now, consumes. Okay, so when she uses a charge attack, she consumes Scarlet Seals. Okay, each Scarlet Seal will increase by. Okay, and that's one that's never going to rank up. It just opens up. And let's see what the how the constellations play into that. Okay, Okay, so when she gets C1, she's every Scarlet Seal that's existing reduces the cost of charged attack by 10%. So that's a reducing value, because after you use the first charge attack, you're gonna use up your you're gonna start using up your Scarlet Seals. Not a bad one, but increases the sanity by 3 maximum. Okay, so creates a shield that absorbs 45% of yawn phase. Max hit point for 15 seconds. Absorbs pyro damage 250% more effectively. Increases the level of done deal by. Okay. And then. Okay, so you get an extra spur. That's useless. That's useless. You get an extra seal at C6. And I was just looking there. It looks like we actually need to go and spend some time one of these days. Not tomorrow, but although may have to do it before tomorrow. Go ahead and do my my missions here and go and hit the cryo dungeon to see if we can get better stuff for I'm not in the right frickin' to deal with those.
Time to act.
Not in the right party to deal with those. You really need a fire character to deal with those, because you need to get the ground on fire so they'll pop up out of the ground.
I'll protect us.
It never stood a chance. I was playing yesterday. I did the boss fights. I had to go back and edit the video because apparently the music plays in the background on the which I need to go ahead and solve that problem today. But the music that plays in the background when you're doing what's that guy's name? Dvalin, is copyrighted, and so I got a copyright strike. So I need to go and change the music off. So Chinese government orchestra, your stuff's not going to be played on my side anymore. And you can blame your publishing company for that one.
You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2?
Anyhow. Let's see. Later on this afternoon, it's Saturday, so it's FIA day. So I will be playing Gran Turismo Sport this afternoon. It'll be the last FIA race for the week. They're taking a week break here. I'm not certain why. I know that at this time last year, they held a World Tour event, so I'm assuming that's probably what's going to happen. But last year was also the first time they did the World Tour event virtually instead of having a big get-together. The 2 years prior, they had a big to-do. They got all the players together. The top 20, there's actually top 12 manufacturers. God damn it. You die. You die. But freeze of me.
Let's dance. Wheel of life. Cross over.
But I expect that's what's going to happen this year. Is they're going to do the same thing they did last year, which is a virtual world tour. And I expect that's probably going to be the way it is from now on, because they don't have to pay for plane tickets, they don't have to pay for hotels, they don't have to pay for a big hall to get all the drivers together. They don't have to deal with all the personality conflicts that goes on amongst the type of person that makes a good driver is generally the type of person that's very egotistical. They're very full of themselves, and when you get too many of those type of personalities together, there'll be clashes. And I should say, the type of person that makes a good racer, the type of person that makes a good driver is somebody who's a team-oriented sportsman character. A racer will do whatever is possible to win. A driver will do what's within the rules and be sportsmanship about it. What am I looking at here? I need to request, which I think I've done now. Yep. So now let's go up here to the dungeon in the Dragon Spine. And I know I had to set my party up differently because you do not take Barbara into this dungeon.
Smell.
This is a dungeon that, oh, not there. You want to set up like so.
Let's light it up.
Get the warmth going. I don't really want to pop out. No, I'm not going to be freezing either, because it'll stay like that for until the server resets, which is like 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. My time. Alright, so they want you to use Electro and Animo here too. I just don't see the point in having Animo other than its world damage. At this level 90, basically the whole fight's going to be about fighting this big one of the super hilly trolls, and he's one of those ones that have the frost ability, so he gets a frost shield, and you have to beat that down. I suppose world damage might really mess him up if you're using somebody like Sucrose, but my Sucrose isn't that great. Her um, artifacts need a lot of work. She dies pretty easily if something gets on her. She only got like 14,000 hit points and she's not max level yet, I don't think. You need to try to stay off the blues because they're going to put the effect on you. Oh, damn it.
Life goes on.
Oh, shoot. I messed up. I got Benny's sword still on the other guy there. You go into reds if you start getting too cold.
Everybody stand back! Time to go! As a good knight should. Adventure time! Let's light it up! Off we go! I'm going in! Cross over! Steady.
And that really comes into play here, not having that sword in the right position, because that sword is the special sword for this zone, and it reduces the amount of that chilling damage that the environment does to you. Yeah, that's garbage too. So we'll go out here and I didn't know that they're going to 1.7 is going to have new craftables, which will be the electro-based weapons. So I'm wondering if they're actually going to roll out 1.7 before 2.0 comes out. Okay, so we've done that once. We did the crowd register fine so that we can do this 3 more times, and then that'll be our 160 for the day, and then after that we'll start using the reserves I have. If King were better, I'd substitute her for Noel's position, because I don't really need Noel. It's nice to have a Claymore in here, and Noel has that healing and shield ability, which comes in real handy, but it's just not necessary for this zone. She does do.
Life goes on. Time to go.
Oh, come on, quit that bullcrap.
Everybody stand back. I must.
Interesting. Thought Benny's Fuel was supposed to have a healing effect, but apparently it only does healing if you're in battle. So, use condensed. We got one more to go, and then that's 160. And then I think what I'm going to do, because I need some money. Junkie. Again, junk. Defense, attack, crit. I don't have any characters that have defense base, and I don't need to have defense as a primary stat in water. Attack percent, crit. Oh, actually, in the order you want to actually look at is attack, crit rate. And if it's for Barbara, you probably want to have one of your artifacts to have a hit point percent bonus, or a hit point flat bonus, because her heals based off of her maximum hit points. Why did I come out of here? To go in there again. For Kiki, you want attack or attack percent. For Kaya, you want attack or attack percent or crit. Same with Kiki. Well, Kiki, you don't want it. You don't want to have credit as primary. Not unless you're planning on using her as your main character. Let's try. We'll throw Kiki in
Something's
there,
come up?
just as a try. Against these big guys, I usually like to have Noelle because then when they start getting too stupid with their knockback effects, I can switch to Noelle, kick off her shield, and just negate that knockback effect until they get tired of doing it. Because her shield's tough enough that she's generally, it takes them a while to break it down.
That time I'll be fine. That's gonna hurt in the morning. Time to go. Everybody stand back. Why do they never miss? Nowhere to hide. Wheel of life. Go! Phew! Huh? Go! Fire, fire, hands on fire! Teamwork is dream. Let's light it up! Yeah! Let's light it up! Go.
Alright. Give him a tick. Give her a tick. Look at that. I may need to... Let's try and get this. We're going to mess around too much here. His hit points are sort of low. I think his heals based off of his hit points as well, so... This time I went back in, I didn't want to go back in. Yeah. transforms, jumping deals power damage, and creates an inspiration field. If the health of a character is equal to or falls below 70%, the health will continue. The amount of hit point restored scales off Benny's max HP. Yeah, so we need to work it on his HP. And honestly and truthfully, the Noblesse set is probably not the best option for him. We probably want to look at getting a although that's probably not a bad idea. But some of his hit points problems just because he's not max level yet. Some of that'll go away whenever he levels up, but getting his, like this one here, up to level 20, which is, this is not too bad. There's 400 hit points added to him. So we ended up with 600 hit points and another bit of attack. So yeah, I mean, that put him from about mid-14s up to 16,000, so that's a good start. His attack and defense are pretty decent. Stamina's max, that does never change, it's maximum. I didn't realize I had him friendship level 10 already. I could do with a better plume. What is this? That's hydro damage. Attack, that's actually a piece of junk. What is this? Attack, defense, energy recharge. Attack, energy recharge, hit points, that's a piece of junk. Attack, crit damage on it. That's actually not bad at all. Attack, energy. I should actually probably throw that on him since I don't use her very much anymore. Let's do that. If I swap to her as a playable, I'll probably be pulling Hu Tao's stuff off because I'll be pulling Hu Tao's spear as well. She's got the dragon spine spear, so she that needs work. That's the craftable dragon spear. Dragon spine spear is craftable from the dragon spine. This thing here. It's a craftable from the dragon spine, but you have to have the you had to have the pole arm thing first, and then you had to come out here and get the material that drops only in that you pick up only in dragon spine. That ore that's only found here. But it's only refinement rank 1, so, and it's a 4-star, so it's not that great of a weapon, but that physical damage bonus is just insane, especially for her, considering she does most of her damage is physical damage. Her alternate ability is a little bear she throws out there that's situational as to whether it's actually going to be of use. And that's 100% fire damage, and then her ultimate is fire damage, but you can take care of some of that with the artifacts. And that's what I've done, is I've given her the Crimson Witch set, and she's still got the Gladiator set, which the Gladiator set is probably one of the best sets for the pole arms. If you've got it 4 pieces, you get 35% bonus to your normal attacks. Sword and Claymores, Gladiator set is there are other sets that can possibly work better, but for the polearm, this is one of the best sets. And that has more to do with the character types than the actual weapon. somebody. Where is Benny at? Benny's got the Noblesse mask, so putting that on him probably wouldn't be that great. Because it doesn't give him any bonus hit points. And that's a crit damage mask. Ooh, 51.6% crit damage. Nasty. We just swap that out. What's this? Attack, defense, mastery. What's Benny got? Benny's got this one here. No, that's probably better for Benny. Unless it were got the bloodstain set. They don't have any pyro. Interesting. Okay. So, now what to do? I need money, as shown here, down to 800 and it doesn't say here. I was looking at it, down to 800 something thousand. So we'll go do the ley lines and get some money, because I can do the ley lines and get anywhere from 60 to 120,000 a pop. And if I really want to, I can go and get guaranteed 120,000 with the condensed.
Ancient alchemy truly is fascinating.
So at 40 per, that if I do 2, that's 3. It'd be 360,000. Yeah, we'll do that. Because there's one right outside here. Uh-oh. Switch our party back up. You know what? We're just gonna do that. There are some things that just having a claymore is just better. Sorry, Jane. Suppose I could switch you in with Kikini's position, but you don't heal near what she does, so. I guess I could put you in Barbara's position. But I like having the water around because,
I'll protect us.
one, it's hot like that, so it plays into my fire. Get evaporation all the time. It also plays with into Kiki's alternate. Give me frozen characters, which does some limited CC and gives me melt, which is probably the least of the damage bonuses, but it's still a damage elemental bonus damage. Elemental conjunction bonus damage. I see. That's about the only thing I use the bow for, is to get if I need to go get. And I'm in that phase right now. I think I need to. I'm probably spending one of these days here shortly, running around with Amber or no, the lightning official to get my poultry up.
Huh?
But you use the bow for hunting. Poultry,
What a bummer.
boars. $120,040. The other one is the companionship XP, which is what you need to rank your hunter, which reminds me, I need to go out there and do that too. Go to my home and pick up all my companion XP. Now, other than getting more options where they're talking, and I think the birthday thing plays into it too. You have to have a certain level of brand for their birthday and your birthday to be applicable to them. But I don't think the friendship level plays anything else into it. You would expect that maybe the friendship level they fight better, but I haven't noticed any difference in stats. So.
Time to go. Life goes on.
Yeah, almost 50% through 56. So I don't think I have to worry about AR capping. I know that there's a couple of people that have already hit 60. That's the hardcore guys that are just play this game and sit there and farm and farm and farm and farm and farm, and making a job out of it, basically. Um, there's not enough content, in my opinion, unless you want to unless you have a big community where you can do things like, I could see if you've got like a community of 100 or more people that are in your friends list, you could have days where you would, okay, so today we're going to do this. Anybody that needs this, you need to uh, send me a DM and I'll put you on the list, and that's what we're going to do today. But the rule is you get in, we do your thing, and then you get out, so that I can get to the next person. There's no sticking around trying to stream snipe.
Let the show be.
Something I'm going to have to look into, because not having the music kind of hurts the gameplay here, because I can't tell if I'm actually done without, unless the thing pops up. There are times on this game where something will fall off here, and you don't see it, but you know that it's still there because the music's playing. But we're not taking copyright strikes, so that and the point I was going to get to there is that maybe there's like an Elgato or something like that I can still play the music in my headset, but not out to the stream. Because I know that Sony's thing doesn't, their streaming tool doesn't allow for that. Okay, so we need to go into our bag first. And use 2 of these. And use 3 of these. And that should max us back out. Alright. I've never found a use for this. I'm not destroying it. Because in some cultures, you save a piece of the birthday cake and you freeze it, or do whatever you need to preserve it. Because if you let the last piece of birthday cake be eaten or destroyed, then that will give you bad luck for the year. So, at least that's their gist. And I believe that's actually a custom in China, is that, which is where the company that makes this comes from. They save the last piece of cake from their birthday cake, so the thing is supposed to give them good luck all year long. I guess, you know, Depends on what your idea of luck is. I'm lucky I live in the United States. That's luck. Because there's 380 million people in the United States, I think is what, or 318 million. Maybe 300, about 320 now, but and there's 7.5 billion people in the world, so we're a very big minority of the world. Yet we have the most liberties. So we need to go over there and turn those in. That'll give us some money too. Oh, that's another thing I want to do here real quick before I run off. We don't have anything to convert into the red one, so we'll go down here to Lue. Lue? How do you pronounce it? What's going to be daily races for next week? Because next week's going to be nose FIA. Then we need to go this way. Go talk to this chickie here. And she's the same as the one that stands there in the main drive at Mondstadt. She takes these leeway coins, more the geocurrency. That's 25,600 more there. And I'm approaching, I believe I'm approaching a mark on that for one of these achievements. This one's funny because I know I've done this one at least 2 or 3 times and it's not being tagged as being done. This one I played Pirates with the kids before and it's not being done. So I don't know if there's some sort of bug with that or what. That's the, you know, I haven't seen, they did the one thing and then they did it again and then they haven't brought it back since. They did a no, we're not doing that. They did a friendship event, then they did a survey, and then they did the friendship event again, and then it just sort of disappeared. And I don't know if maybe they stuffed it in somewhere, or how are we doing on our wishes, by the way? We could almost do that, but well, that's got Kiki in it, that banner. Be nice to get another Kiki. You can see one Kiki. I don't have Mona. I understand that she's a OP character, but I already have a water wizard that heals, and I'm not certain that Mona actually heals. I think she's just a DPSer.
Try your luck betting on Jade?
one is a 5-star. Let's see what her talents are. Consumes the amount of stamina, deal AoE damage, 4 water splashes. Her plunging attack is AoE higher to attack. All special properties continuously deals hydro damage to nearby opponents. Oh, she has her phantasm as a taunter, so she's the tank. Okay, so I understand. She's basically a human. What do they call those? The little bubble guys that you find hanging around the hilly trolls.
What should I try this time?
So yeah, she doesn't heal. She's a tank, but she has no healing ability like Noelle does, and she has a crowd control effect where she can cast a bubble and trap an enemy in it. I imagine that's probably just like most crowd control type stuff. It's limited to the small medium-sized stuff. The large hilly trolls will probably be invulnerable to it. And the giant ones, the ones that were like I was fighting there in the cryo dungeon. And I don't think I can do. I mean, I don't want to burn up too much of my spare resin because we got something coming that I might need a bunch of resin for. So the new event, or the new region opening up. Let's see what's going on in the shop. How my levels are there. Shouldn't have any change, so I shouldn't be able to buy. I still have a acquainted feint that I haven't purchased. That's your daily stuff. I got 2 of them actually. But you get those by doing wishes, and I think I'm going to hold on to my wishes until the new one comes out, because I'm not. Supposedly Kazuha's just broke OP, but I'm not willing to chance it on that. His drop rate, being he's the lead in the banner, is lower than the other ones. Kiki and Kiking, either one of those would be great, but you're more likely to get the Skyward weapons. That's an option. That's another option there. I might pull on that if I can get the last bit of resin before, because I need another 100 resin. I'll get 60 tomorrow. Does it say when this is going to end? And see, this is what they don't tell you if you actually go and read it. And I know you can't see this because Sony's being stupid. But if you go read, go into detail, go into this the wish, and click on details. It'll tell you what can drop off the banner. This is a standard wish banner, and pretty much anything in the game that's 4-star, 3-star, 5-star can drop off this banner. Just the Skyward stuff, Kiking, and Mona have slightly higher rates. And the same goes for this, but because it's an event, the rates are slightly higher, because like this one, 3 days and 3 hours and 45 minutes, and it's done. And then it'll pop up from time to time again, but it doesn't occur as often as or stay as long as this. Um, and that's probably exactly where what will happen is it will get moved down to some of the characters in here will get moved down to here. Um, I wouldn't mind having Rosario. That would give me a 2 fire and a water pole arm, and then I would need the air guy, the anima guy, and the earth guy, and that would be all the pole arms that are currently available in the game, I believe. Make sure on that. So I need, Eula's not a polearm user, she's a sword user. This guy's a sword user. Is she a great sword? She's a claymore user, okay. Rosario's a cold, not a hydro, cold spear. Polearm. Zhongli is the earth, air. And then there's the 2 fires. You got Xingling and Hu Tao.
These bombs, so heavy.
They've got her in the crossover event for Honkai Impact, and I guess she's a teenager in that one because
These bombs, so heavy.
she's not like this character here. It's somewhat similar, but more like she's a little bit grown up. And if they would do archery in this game like they do that game, I'd be playing these guys, playing the archers, because they're just badass over there. It's a button to do your evasion rather than being built into the animation of your standard attack. Anyhow, we'll leave that here for today.
When the sun's out,
Because I think
bathe in sunlight.
make sure I cleared the battle pass stuff out so it won't be there tomorrow. And Monday starts the new week, and I believe it actually starts a new BP period as well. Let's see. I'm just looking at it there. Yeah, we got 1 day and 16 hours left. So tomorrow, Sunday, it'd be Tuesday. Tuesday starts the new BPA day, I believe. Let's see, 1 day. We put it tomorrow at noon, and then 16 hours. We put it. No, Monday. Monday. That's going to put it. Monday morning is going to be the beginning of the new BP period, which is great because that's the first time that they've done that in a while. The last like 3 or 4 times they started the BP period on Wednesday. It's like, why are you doing that? Because then when you go through and do your weekly stuff, you've got 3 days instead of 7. And getting 1200 resin in 3 days is, unless you got resin built up like me, it's not happening. Oh, in 7 days, even at 160 resin per day, you still have to use some spares resin to be able to get your 1200. And that's usually how I work it. Is I'll do, let's see, 7 times 160. That's 700 plus 420. That's 1120. So you use 2 of your resin refreshes, and that's your 1200. And being that on your battle pass you're going to get one, two, three, four, five risen refreshes per month, or per battle period, battle pass series. And then if you, of course, if you bought the if you buy the Gnostic Hymn, you get you're gonna get double that to be 10. But anyhow, we'll see you guys later.